Good evening, viewers. We welcome you to today's news edition. First, let's take a quick look at the headlines. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma flags FCRA bill. Concerns in Delhi meet with Union Minister Kiren Rijiju. West Garo Hills DC holds high-level talks in Tura. Meeting focuses on worker return registration reforms. Green Tech Foundation holds silent sit-in demanding scrapping of Lompong Deng Resort project. And Small Village School in East Janta Hills delivers big results as award-winning principal inspires students to turn dream into success stories. To begin our news bulletin, here are the local news. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma met Union Minister for Minority Affairs Kiren Rijiju in Delhi on Wednesday to raise concerns over the proposed FCRA amendment bill, particularly provisions on asset vesting and registration renewal. Accompanied by Deputy Chief Minister Preston Tinsong and a host of Christian leaders, Sangma said he voiced concerns on behalf of Christian organizations and urged wider stakeholder consultations. He added that the minister responded positively and expressed hope that safeguards for Christian institutions will be ensured before the bill is passed.
The entire purpose of our meeting was regarding the FCRA amendment bill. We expressed our concerns as Christian organizations regarding the amendment bill, especially Section 16, where new clauses are being introduced, where seizure of the property can be done based on a designated authority. Of course, there are much more legal aspects to it. But there are 3-4 more other provisions which were concerned, and we raised the issue and we requested the Honourable Minister if a much more larger discussion can be made with other stakeholders so that these concerns that are there can be addressed. So we are very happy the Honourable Minister has given a very positive response and that he will definitely take up the matter at the top level and he will get back to us. And we are very hopeful that this particular bill, before it is passed, there will be detailed discussion and necessary amendments will be made to ensure that the property and the rights of different institutes, especially the Christian institutes, are protected.
A meeting at Tura Circuit House on April 8, chaired by West Garo Hills Deputy Commissioner Vibhor Agarwal and attended by SP Abraham T. Sangma, discussed key issues in West Garo Hills. The focus was on labour shortages, safe return of workers and simplifying labour registration. Officials plan to draft guidelines aligned with existing laws to improve awareness, safety and compliance. The Deputy Commissioner also welcomed the role of an interfaith forum in resolving issues and ensuring better coordination among stakeholders.
So basically today we had a meeting with all the stakeholders. The development committees were there, various NGO leaders were there, and the church leaders were also there. So there were various issues discussed. We wanted to take a feedback of the current situation also from the people. What are their suggestions to help us resolve it further, as well as not just have short-term solutions. At the end of the meeting, some long-term solutions were also discussed as to how we can make the region more self-sufficient. One of the major points that were discussed was regarding the labor issue that is happening, because a lot of laborers that used to work here have gone back and are not. A lot of demand is also there among the people to bring them back. So a lot of SOPs were discussed as to how we can make sure that there is legality from both fronts. From the laborers also coming back, that they should also come back in a proper legal fashion, following all the rules and regulations, so that there is no threat of any illegal immigration that is there. And also at the same time, once if we are able to bring them, if they are coming legally, then how to ensure the safety and security of the region as well. So in both fronts, various things were discussed.
Members of the Green Tech Foundation Meghalaya, India, staged a silent sit-in at Lompong Deng Island on Wednesday, opposing the proposed luxury resort project. The group claimed the island is part of the land leased to Indian Hotels Company Limited and raised concerns over environmental impacts. Citing an RTI reply from the Meghalaya State Pollution Control Board, they allege plans include villas, cafes and restaurants, contradicting claims of no permanent construction. The organization has demanded the project be scrapped and vowed to continue protests until the government responds.
Kini kan kita kam top kam syukur. Iba ki ong yang ni ya ulum pengdang kim semlai. Ki ong yang ni bahkan numdon kata kajing pengkelam ding kajing tik kendau batum tertar haun ya ulum pengdang. Ki mentah ini giding baang ne katno teli ladap manten kelam. Tang kawai ka message demand kabangi pa sa state government. Ling baka tourism department. Nginom ki na kanika jaka pat nginom kinria. Jia kat bajia long kat balong. Ngiyang halor jong kikot isla. Ngiyang halor jong kanurem. Keran sama kumno ru ong sa kumno ru. Kajing dawa kajongi kasyong hok kasyong nongrem. Namar ngiladap banti jeliu bha ya kanekamat hangne apo jong pong umyam.
Cleriat MLA Kirman Shilla has urged the Meghalaya government to adopt a pragmatic, livelihood-focused approach to coal mining regulations, balancing environmental protection with the needs of coal-dependent communities. Acknowledging the concerns of the Jantia Coal Miners and Dealers Association, he emphasized the importance of clear policies, regulated frameworks, and standard operating procedures or SOPs for legal mining. He also noted that illegal mining persists mainly due to lack of alternatives, and proper legal avenues could help communities work safely within regulations.
As of now, the people they rely on coal. No matter what you say, we have been there working, earning a livelihood through coal. So after the NGT ban, it's very difficult and people survive. Somehow they manage to survive till date. But for how long? People might say that the recent situation, what you have just mentioned, that illegal coal mining is going on, and we have seen that through discussion what is going on, what had happened. People are bound to do it, they are forced to do it because they have no alternatives. If we would have had a different way of mining, or maybe we have the SOP to follow, maybe people might not have gone to that extent. But since they have no other alternative, so that forced them for the livelihood. But still, I will not encourage any illegalities, either in my constituency or in my district, and even the state as a whole. But I would like to request the people, we believe also that the government will give us the SOP and we can follow it, so that we will not need, the people will not need to do these illegalities, because they are the people really wants to join hand with the government and do it the right way.
The Hinyotrep Youth Council, West Khasi Hills, has lodged a complaint with the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council over the dominance of non-tribal traders in Shalang market. Following an inspection on April 4th, HYC leaders alleged that nearly 98% of businesses in the market are run by non-tribals, many without valid trading license. The organization termed the situation alarming and urged the council to verify license, take action against violators and halt issuing new licenses to non-tribals until proper regulations are enforced.
But nakaliang jungi hakan ni kasngi hadin wangi lalap kumba sispa prapho tam teli ki dukan ki badon hangti ki bomdon trading license wat kawairu nakaliang jong ki kumbangi lakren hilat patai khobor ba kidon ki bala renew khadu arjar fra arjar khandai hadu arjar khat away khat ar kum ta terter te nakaliang jongi ngi hakan ni kasngi bomta ngi sakmen sibun bangi layo ban yakindu bad ya ye ba toni bade CM jong ka KCDC bad hadin ko bangi leh tai bad ban ngin ya kajing kerpar kajing tang kawai ban nakaliang ka KCDC kam dei su ban renew ya ki trading license jong kita ki bar cela ki bala don hayo syalang ki bom sotnyo ya ka KCDC ya ni kisnam ki bala dap.
Janita Pator from Saulingdo Higher Secondary School, Macayao, secured 5th place in the SSLC 2026 with 571 marks, bringing pride to her school and village. She credits her success to God, supportive teachers, family, and disciplined study habits. Janita is the youngest of 5 children of Kongbari Pator, and they bore me 10. Notably, her brother Wantebok Pator had ranked 2nd in 2021.
Am tawat dasang mo yoblay, kiwa hayong asam, kamtam lek gino hikai, wada yarap kianga, da imsim kianga, wada mjok ekinga, wala ikikap am ga arteno ki, da yarap kianga, da pensiong tau kianga wad, hadu wato wa nagani ka wa yarap kianga da ye bha o lai jingmot u snyao thop hai ke got o de ye lai o thop hai exam yanga
hal dai kemen le kemen langoka hal dai karman le mudu em ka dari yang nei tu em langoka kamu dah kerjani ka ki por dem te ye ti jo kada em mudu yo u konsentrang khen udah bio kamu kena bentu te em kecak ketika jeng yolti wa mong hai iju pula yang ka hapo kisnya meleman go warap korap kit aku em kita gajing responsible ne benta yang ka puri yang ka em gajing yol ti belum malah dan re ong na hadu ko ni ka kedan gosan em yol ti kat upsia kita top 20 boy upsia dan re gajing ku yang belai kam nei here hap ko yung sem yongi te yo cerita ka gosan dari yang ikam yung sem yang ngui le iki nong ikai ki staff yang gua sondo ayas kondisi mo yaw wada do yapi halu upen psia iti UMaki segani khonyong iwo poi ko segani benta.
In the heart of Wapungskor village in East Janta Hills district, a small school is quietly shaping big futures. KB Memorial Secondary School, guided by award-winning Principal Dr. Heipor Unibang, has spent over a decade turning underprivileged children into confident students, achieving near-perfect results year after year, despite limited resources. Here is a report.
Amid humble surroundings, a beacon of hope shines for Wapungskor children. KB Memorial Secondary School is more than just a school. It's a place where determination meets opportunity and every child is given the chance to excel. Its principal, Dr. Heipor Unibang, a recipient of last year's National Teachers Award from the President of India and a state recognition from MEGHALAYA, has guided the school through over a decade of challenges and achievements. Since 2015, the school has sent its students for the MBOS Class 10 exams, and over 11 years, it has maintained an impressive record, achieving a 100% pass rate every year with just one exception. This year, all 37 students who appeared for the SSLC exams came out with flying colors. While this year saw no students with disabilities, the school has consistently supported them in the past and plans to include them again in the next academic year.
The main vision and aims to set up this school is to help the underprivileged students from our village and nearby. So right from 2015 till date, we have sent the student to appearing the SLC examinations around 12 years. And I would like to thank Almighty God and as well as the staff of our schools who takes a lot of patience for helping and shape our students. That's why our students have been securing mostly 100% in 11 consecutive years. This year also, I would like to congratulate all my dear students that they have been performed well, as they have been securing 33 in first division out of 37 and 4 in second division, and also letters in different subjects like math, science and health education. This year actually we didn't have disability, but in almost on all the years we have disabled students who appear from our school. Like in 2022, we sent 3 students, and all of these 3 also got through, and now they are pursuing in different higher studies.
The first day when I joined this school, it was like I was not expecting lots of things in this school, but the teachers and I did not lose hope, and they make me a good student. And I was before I was a very lazy student, but now I am a good student. I would like to thank all the teachers in this school, KB Memorial Secondary School. Like, they have changed my life, and in everything, in sports and even in studies also, they have changed me everything. Just like that, I thank you.
Despite such success, the school faces infrastructure challenges. Its tin roof, now 13 years old, shows signs of corrosion. Yet, driven by community support, Dr. Bang is moving forward. Admissions for classes 11 and 12 begin this year, following approvals from the District School Education Office and the local Dotparshnong.
I have been found great challenges. Especially you have seen the structure of our building, also only a roof sheet, which is now mostly 13 years. And now also the roof sheet have started corrode, because you see the situation of the building also now is not in a good condition. But even in that challenges I have been faced also, due to the pressure from the parents of our students and also the friends from our village and the nearby villages. So I have taken this opportunity to upgrade our school into the higher secondary section, so that, as I've told you, the underprivileged background student, they can easier to come and learn in our school to pursue their higher studies.
KB Memorial Secondary School is more than just a building with a tin roof. It is a beacon of hope, resilience and transformation. With continued community support and government recognition, it promises not just academic excellence, but a future where every child, regardless of circumstance or ability, has a chance to succeed. Bureau Report, DD News, Meghalaya.
The Office of the Chief Inspector of Boilers and Factories organized an occupational safety and health awareness training program at the Regional Labour Institute, Rinja, Shillong on April 8, 2026. Labour Minister Methodius Dakar highlighted the private sector's key role in economic growth and stressed strong government-industry collaboration. He said the state is improving ease of doing business while ensuring work safety and labour standards.
But among all, the most important is the private sector. The entrepreneur like you, the people like you who will come and establish some setup in the nation, will come and set up something in the state, will come and set up something in the society. And with the setup that you are making, with the establishment that you are making, you are contributing to the state's revenue, you are contributing to the state's growth, and more importantly, you are generating employment to thousands and lakhs of people, and people of the states and people of the nation.
An X-ray room was inaugurated at Sutanga Community Health Centre by Deputy Commissioner Manish Kumar in East Jantia Hills, boosting local healthcare services. The inauguration ceremony was attended by officials and community members, during which a commemorative plaque was unveiled. The new facility is expected to enhance diagnostic capabilities and reduce the need for patients to travel outside the district for imaging. Officials says the initiative aims to improve healthcare access in the region.
This X-ray facility is not, it's just a beginning, because healthcare is something that is always evolving in the nature. Because if you look at yourself 20 years back, you can see very little facility was here. Everywhere we can see little facility. But with the advancement of the technology, with the evolution of the government also, we can see more fund is coming to all the health centers. More the fund is coming, more facility we are availing. Now we can see all the health centers are equipped with the means you can see the diagnostic facility that you are getting nowadays. Number of diagnostic facility you are getting at the CHC and the district hospital level, also at the PHC level. So it's the commitment of the state government, also continuous support from the central government also, that we are trying to improve our healthcare services in all the healthcare facilities in the district.
An awareness program cum health camp was organized at Musakia village as part of the Golden Jubilee celebration of Amlarem subdivision. The initiative was led by the Health and Veterinary Department to improve outreach services in rural areas. The program was inaugurated by the Subdivisional Officer of Amlarem, Vivo Tolu Kezo, who stressed the importance of preventive healthcare, early screening and awareness, especially as non-communicable diseases and cancer cases rise.
So this particular program awareness camp is necessary because, as you will be seeing later on, and as per the program, a number of activities have been planned. Awareness camps as well as health checkups. And for instance, if we look at the data today in the health team, we have the checkups for ANCs, then we have the NCD screening, cancer screening. All of these are necessary. If we look at the data, then non-communicable diseases, diabetes, hypertension, high BP, all of these are rising. And in India, in our country as well, more than 60% of the deaths are occurring because of non-communicable diseases.
Villagers of Kirpong East Jantia Hills recently opposed the proposed tar cement plant in the area. With over 500 voters and 197 households, they claimed the headman Mithol Lamurong issued a no objection certificate secretly. Despite villagers' protests, residents stressed their dependence on farming and clean water, warning the plant would harm the environment and livelihoods. Only a small group supported the project. Villagers met officials including MDC Krison Langstang and JHADC CEM Thombor Shiwat, demanding the headman's removal, a by-election and protection of their community's rights. Coming up are the regional news. Nagaon district is fully prepared for the upcoming Assam Assembly election with 8,221 polling personnel deployed across 1,868 polling stations. Across 60% of stations will be model polling stations with additional ones under development. Schools are actively participating by decorating polling centers under the theme, "Your vote is your right," with cash awards of 15,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees and 5,000 rupees announced for the best efforts. Officials expect smooth and successful elections. A major security operation is underway in Henglep and Molfei Tampak areas of Churachandpur district as Para-Special Forces and Assam Rifles conduct joint combing missions against the United Kuki National Army. Troops supported by Manipur police were deployed by air and road to target militant hideouts amid a rising instability. The operation marks a significant push to curb insurgency in the region, with security forces maintaining high alert. Coming up are the national news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana has boosted self-employment and empowered youth since its launch in 2015, as the scheme marks 11 years. He noted that the initiative has improved access to credit and strengthened entrepreneurship across the country. The scheme has transformed credit access for MSMEs and individuals. So far, over 58 crore loans worth 40 lakh crore have been sanctioned, with a majority benefiting women and the first-time entrepreneurs. Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today chaired a meeting of ministers to review the West Asia situation following a 2-week ceasefire between the US and Iran, raising hopes of reopening the Strait of Hormuz. The meeting came amid an advisory by the Ministry of External Affairs urging Indian nationals in Iran to leave the country and avoid border crossing without prior consultation. Singh had also held a similar review last week. And here is an international news. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met the Foreign Minister of Bangladesh, Khalilur Rahman, and hosted the Bangladeshi-led delegation in New Delhi this afternoon. In a social media post, Dr. Jaishankar said that during the meeting, they discussed strengthening the bilateral relationship between the two nations in its various facets. He added that they also exchanged views on regional and global developments and agreed to remain in close touch. And finally, the sports news. Sports Minister Wailatmiki Shella on Tuesday inspected the ongoing renovation at Kiang Nangba Stadium in Juwai, West Janta Hills, stressing the need to upgrade facilities for future events and athlete training. He announced that key developments, including artificial turf, seating gallery and athletic track, will be supported through CSR initiative. Officials and stakeholders briefed the minister on the progress of the work.
So this is a very important ground, so we really want to renovate it because it is very old. So last time, me along with the Deputy Chief Minister Masnyao Bhalangdhar, along with the Deputy Commissioner, we came and inspected, and we tried during that time. So we tried to find some fund, some schemes, so to renovate it. So we want that to have a gallery all around the ground. So due to because the effort of Deputy Chief Minister, so we got some fund from CSR for the construction of those sitting galleries. Days back, then the president of the West Giant Hill District Sport Association, along with all the members, want to meet me along with the contractors. There was some concern, there were some issues. So that's why I came today to discuss with them, because whatever, always the government want to take along with their stakeholder. So that's why I'm here today. So we discussed, and there were some issues, and we have resorted the issues along with the officials from the department.
The first Wailatmiki Veterans Knockout Football Tournament kicked off with an inauguration ceremony at Dri Salen Football Ground in Chutwaku. O Lamin, the nominated MDC and NPP District President, attended the event as the chief guest, with Sports Minister Wailatmiki Shella in attendance. 18 teams from Juwai constituencies are competing in the event organized by the National People's Party. The opening match at Dri Salen Football Ground saw Mukla defeat Niriang 5-1. The weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. The minimum temperature was 18 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature was 26 degrees Celsius, relative humidity was 68%, and rainfall was recorded at 5.4 millimeters. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature was 14 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature was 18 degrees Celsius, relative humidity was 82%, and rainfall was recorded at 3.9 millimeters. Meanwhile, in July, minimum temperature was 14 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature was 18 degrees Celsius, relative humidity was 71%, and rainfall was recorded at 2.9 millimeters. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and Juai says partly cloudy sky with moderate rain at many places. Before we wrap up, here are the headlines once again. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma flags FCRA bill concerns in Delhi, meet with Union Minister Kiren Rijiju. West Garo Hills DC holds high-level talks in Tura. Meeting focuses on worker return registration reforms. Green Tech Foundation holds silent sit-in demanding scrapping of Lompong Deng Resort project. And Small Village School in East Jante Hills delivers big results as award-winning principal inspires students to turn dreams into success stories. Well, viewers, that is all we have for you from our newsroom this evening. We will be back tomorrow at the same time with new updates. Till then, have a good night.